What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest channel and podcast. If you have not subscribed yet, please do go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So recently, a few weeks ago, it came out that the network, Black News Channel, was shutting down, and it was a pretty abrupt announcement. It wasn't something that the people who were working for the network knew was going to happen. And this network was created by people that had the money. And of course, there were some investors and things like that too. But recently, it came out that they have not paid the final paychecks to over 250 people who are working there for the work that they already did. We're not talking about paying out vacation and sick pay hours and things like that. We're talking about work that was already executed, that these people have not been paid yet, that they were promised to have been paid. So the story is that the former employees of the network claimed they were blindsided when operations were stopped abruptly. To make matters worse, they also claim they have been waiting weeks for their final paychecks, just to be told they would not be receiving them as promised. According to an alleged copy of the email, BNC explains that the company is going through the legal process of filing for bankruptcy protection. However, parties interested in purchasing aspects of their business has forced their original filing plans to change. Subsequently, BNC says due to the legal process of their new filing strategy, they will not be able to issue final paychecks by the date originally communicated. The email reads, "As Black News Channel continues to work through the process of our bankruptcy Chapter 11 filing on March 28th, 2022. In Chapter 11, guys, that is a restructuring of debts. It's actually, Chapter 7 is just for mainly personal. Chapter 11 is they may have to restructure some debts, but they're trying to get as much of it eliminated as possible. That's a business bankruptcy filing and closing the doors of the business. So the process of this filing on March 28th, 2022, the timelines for completing certain key actions have been extended, one of which is the payment for earned but unpaid wages to former BNC employees. At the time of that communication, the plan for BNC was to wind down the business and close its doors completely. However, as news of the shutdown began to spread in the media, several credible parties expressed their interest in purchasing BNC. So in the name of exploring these inquiries, our restructuring strategy shifted. After receiving the email, multiple employees took to social media to air out their frustration and seek legal assistance. Once people started sharing, what they were informed of, others were just sharing even more, and it was crazy. So one person, they had hashtag BNC failed to pay our final checks. They were slated to be given tomorrow, and at 10:37 p.m. tonight, they sent an email saying, "It is with great regret that we must inform you that BNC will not be able to pay these wages on Friday, April 8th, 2022, as previously communicated." And so the person continued on asking if there were any employment attorneys able to assist with the former BNC employees' problems. And someone else shared an upsetting email as well as her disappointment with the company, stating, "When the Black News Channel shut down without warning 2 weeks ago, management promised to pay its 250 employees suddenly without jobs for the work they had already done by Friday, April 8th. Today, we received an email saying that wouldn't happen." So as the story gains traction, BNC former employees continue to garner support. Other former employees that left the company before shutting their doors have even chimed in, one alleging that they quit the company after not receiving vacation pay. The TV service that launched in 2020 announced Friday, March 25th, they would be ceasing operations effective immediately. During its time operating the channel, it reached over 50 million cable and satellite households, but was unable to generate a significant audience. Reps for the network, nor the company's majority stakeholder, Jacksonville Jaguars owner Shad Khan, have not made any statements regarding the matter. So I don't know what 250 employees, I'm assuming it's a couple of weeks of pay at least, would amount to, because I don't have that many employees, thank God. I used to have more than I have now, but I do have a few employees, and payroll definitely does add up, payroll and payroll taxes. But again, one of the major stakeholders in the network was the owner of Jacksonville Jaguars football team, Shad Khan. I don't get it. I mean, were they just expecting everyone to just be able to get unemployment compensation, which we know unemployment compensation is just a fraction of what you make? And granted, in this day and time, there are a lot of jobs out there because of the pandemic, and a lot of people have not returned to jobs, so there are a lot of open slots right now with a lot of companies. But would it be the type of work that these people were used to doing? Again, I don't know, but it sounds like to me that something shady is going on there, because at the last minute they sent out an email to the former employees the night before they were supposed to be paid to say that because they were restructuring the bankruptcy protection filing, they've now learned that they cannot pay their former staff. I don't get that, because employee compensation, although it is an expense, it's not necessarily a debt like you would have loans and credit cards and lines of credit and other things like that most people seek bankruptcy protection for. It's to protect people from having to pay either all or a fraction of debts that are owed, because you have more debts than you have revenue. That's usually the way it works. But to have these people work and do jobs, and now you're saying that the bankruptcy court, I'm assuming that that's what they're trying to say, because that's not what they actually said. What they said was, because of this restructuring of the bankruptcy filing, they are now learning that they cannot pay the staff. I don't know where they heard that from or who told them that, but to me it sounds like they just don't have the money and they're trying to get out of it the best way that they know how. So what better way to try to cover for that and to buy a little bit more time than to say, oh well, we can't pay you because of the bankruptcy protection filing. That's what it sounds like to me, and I don't buy it. I don't buy that as an excuse. To me, it sounds like an excuse. I don't know that a bankruptcy court would tell this company that you can't pay staff that have already earned money that, they worked hard for. That doesn't make any sense to me. So you guys let me know your thoughts about this. Do you think that that's just a cover up and they just either don't have the money or they don't want to pay the money and they're trying in some way to try to wind this up into their bankruptcy filing? Because are they going to have each employee listed as a debt collector? Like that, well, that doesn't make any sense. That just doesn't make any sense to me. But I really would love to know what you guys think about this. So you let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section. Again, I hope these people are going to be okay. I get it from both sides. I am an employer and I've been an employee before, but I work hard for mine, and I've gone without to make sure that my staff gets their money. So I just don't get that. It seems very heartless and cruel to me. And again, I just don't operate business that way. I'd never want to have a business where I have 250 or more employees, to be honest with you, either. But again, I hope things work out for these people, and I hope they get what is due to them. So you guys let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And until the next time, I'm just being beautifully honest.